Hey, this is Christopher with another episode of What's Brewing, and today I'm talking about my acquisition of Dice Media. But before we get into the video, let's roll that beautiful B-roll. So in this video, I want to talk a little bit about our acquisition of Dice Media in 2020. Now let's set the stage here. The question is, did I make a huge mistake? At the time, we had brought in Mark September of 2019 to help out with our marketing efforts, and we saw how talented he was. And we knew that we needed someone like him on our team to produce content for us. And we also saw the opportunity to begin to produce content for the marketplace. But before we talk about that journey, let's go back a few years. For me, my creative journey started in December of 1996. I was actually working and have worked in small churches for the majority of my adult life. So I've been a bivocational pastor for the last 20 plus years. And as part of that, we make graphics and design logos and make flyers and slides and all that kind of stuff. But like many small churches, you don't have a lot of resources, so you have to do it yourself more often than not. So I taught myself graphic design, and I started off back in the day in Windows 3.0 making graphics. And I was designing a series where I wanted to visually express what it meant to be a beginner, move on to intermediate, and then maybe get a little more advanced. And the idea that I had was maybe sort of like a mountainous terrain where we'd start off with flat land, move to some foothills, and then of course get a proper mountain. And I used the icon set in Windows to do that, and that was the moment that I fell in love with creative design. Fast forward years later, I've been teaching myself Photoshop and getting even into movie making. I remember I actually built a website for a customer, and I took the money that they gave to me for building that website, and I went straight to Best Buy and got Final Cut. Now, it was the express version of it, so it was like $500 or $600, but I was just so passionate about learning how to make movies that I wanted to get started and get my feet wet. It was completely overwhelming and definitely over my head. And so I really put that aside and said, you'll leave that to the professionals. But I could use iMovie and my iPhone. Now, in 2019, when we brought on Mark, we knew that we wanted to not only market what we could do, but more importantly to, creatively say why that mattered to those who are watching our ads or seeing our promos. And in 2020, after talking with Mark and the owners of his company, we decided that it made sense to do a talent acquisition and bring him on full time. Now, we make a lot of decisions in December that often will be executed in January. So every year kind of starts with new initiatives. And at the time, it made complete sense. And then the pandemic hits. The world comes to a screeching halt. Now, that was the moment I thought to myself, did I just make a huge mistake? Well, we had already planned to give Mark a year to develop his processes, to sort of engineer the offerings and make sure that we had a really great business plan for him to execute. So we already had a long runway for him to take off of. Over that year, we worked together on just, ultimately the production side of it, the business side of it. And one of the things that we mastered in that year is the ability to be able to shoot, edit, color correct, audio correct, and produce a video in a day, within an 8-hour day. This was huge for us because we knew that when we get busy, that the volume of work would be high, and we needed to have the workflows in place that would allow us to produce videos quickly, but also maintain the quality that our customers have come to expect. In 2021, we launched our channel, our YouTube channel, and obviously we've been doing the What's Brewing series and the What Is series, the 1-minute pro tips, the Rooted Weekly Update. These are all things that we're producing in-house. And the halo effect, and we are so grateful for those who've supported us, is we've started to get more production work over the last year. We are incredibly thankful. But at the time, we weren't sure in 2020 if this was a huge mistake and it would be something that made business sense in the long term. Now, the answer is a resounding yes. Let me give you some insights as a business owner why this acquisition made so much sense and how it's made me and my company better. Number one, I would say is a company is only as good as its people, and we've got really good people. Mark has been an incredible manager, friend. He brings a level of craftsmanship and compassion to his work. His humanity when relating in the interviews just comes through, that he genuinely cares and wants to see people succeed. And that's what we've experienced day in and day out. So outside of the production that he does, just being a team member has really enhanced our company because he brings so much to it. And hopefully we've added value to him. The second thing I would say is this. You have to have a vision. You have to have a vision and you have to have a dream. And I would say that Mark being brought on the team made my dream that started years and years before with Windows 3.0 and some very simple graphics come true. He allows me to articulate visually things that I could not have done for myself because of his incredible talent and skills. I would say the third thing is you innovate or you die. As a company, we realized that as an IT provider, that industry goes up and down and changes. And we needed to broaden our skills and broaden our services to make sure that A, if there was cross-pollination, meaning maybe an IT customer needs media services or maybe a media company needs IT services, we felt like these intersected really well because they're a part of our DNA. Many of our staff are creatives at heart, but of course, do IT for a living. And so we felt like that would be a great opportunity to springboard from one to the other. More importantly, we knew that marketing IT services and even just really content creation requires a lot of tech and it requires a lot of marketing and it requires a lot of creativity, and our team does both really, really well. And so we invested in this because we felt like we could do something in that space that would allow customers to have a voice and be heard. And that to me, it makes coming to work every day so exciting. Anyway, this is just a real quick video because it's coming up on our 2-year anniversary of the acquisition of Dice Media. And I want to say, Mark, thank you so much for being an incredible creative partner, for bringing passion and excellence to your workplace, and just being an all-around fun person. Thank you to all the customers and all the businesses that allow us to interview you for our What's Brewing series. Without you, we wouldn't be here. So thank you so much for that. It's been an amazing journey and we can't wait. We can't wait for 2022 to keep going because we've got some amazing stuff that we've already filmed and we've got some really cool stuff in the pipeline. Anyway, if you enjoy this content, don't forget to like and subscribe. Hit that notification bell to stay up to date with everything that we're producing. As always, we hope that you're doing well. We hope you're staying safe. See you in the next one.